What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be walking you through 5 new things that Excel added and one feature that make Excel so much better. So let's jump in. We're going to start with text formulas. So they have 3 new formulas. The first they have is text before. And so previously, if you wanted to find text before something, you'd have to use the left function, which you then need to do the text, and then you need to do another formula to find what you were looking for. Let's say I'm looking for a W, and then I'd have to click that again and then make sure I got it. So, okay, not too bad. Everything to the left of that. But now what I can do, if I want to find my first name or the first name of all these people, I can do the new formula, text before, click that, the delimiter of what I'm looking for, hit enter, and boom, I have that same thing. That is so much easier. And so the text before formula is awesome. There's a few more features that I can walk you through too that make the text before formula pretty nice. And so doing that same thing, we're going to get that, and that's going to give us my first name. And then there's an instance number that we have. So the instance number says, okay, do you want the first delimiter, the second delimiter? Say I want my first and middle name. If I have one, I can do the second delimiter. So then it gives me my first and middle name. So if we don't want the instance number, we don't have to. The default is going to find the first one and then give us everything before that text. There's a match end. So the default, it matches for capitalization. So if I did an uppercase T for the default, it'd give me my full name because Turley is an uppercase T, so it finds that. It skips these first 2 T's in my name. But if I did not match sensitive or case insensitive, it would give me MA. So that's an important thing to know. So we're going to do not match sensitive. And then the last one is match end. So if you do 1 and it has your delimiter, it won't do anything. But if you do 1 and let's say we're trying to find a Z in the name, it'll give you the whole name. So pretty much if it can't find your value, it'll give you the full name or the full contents of the text in the cell. And then lastly, if we don't want to do that, there's a if not found. So pretty much if there's an error, we can say not found. And it'll say not found. But then if we do have it, it won't say anything because we found it. So that's text before. Text after is almost the exact same thing, but instead of the formula giving us the text to the left, it's now giving us the text to the right. And so let's look at what that looks like. So it's the same thing. All the criteria for the equation are the same. So there's the delimiter, and in this case, we will also do the space bar. But then this time, it's going to give us the text after that first space. So that's pretty nice. If we're trying to find or everything after our first name, text after is great. Maybe if we're trying to find the last name, we can do to the second one. And so it's a really nice thing. And then finally, we have text split. So text split is really nice because it'll give us everything split out. So the first is the text. The second criteria is the column delimiter. So we want to split it into columns. So we'll say Matthew, Turley, Smith, fits out like that. But if we didn't want to do columns, we can skip that. Even though it doesn't say it's optional in the criteria, it doesn't have those brackets indicating it's optional, it's still optional. You just need to put a row delimiter. So you can skip that. Then we can do the space bar again. And this time it'll give it to us down. But there's this weird space right here because it looks like I have 2 spaces right there. So something nice that you can do if you want to fix that is you can say ignore empty. And so if there's like a double of something, so spaces are a good instance, we can say true, ignore empty, and it'll ignore that extra space bar. But the default is false. So all we need to do is that, and it'll give us that space. And then lastly, we have a match mode. So this is the same as before, the case-sensitive match. We've already discussed that. And then we have the pad width. So this is something that's pretty cool that I'm going to use as an example at this bottom one down here. So if I want to split up this text right here, and I want to split it into columns and rows, I can do that. So I'm going to do an equal sign for the column and a comma for the row. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, so this is an error. So it gives us this pretty cool table that you can do if you want to split up that text into a table. However, because it gives us that error, we can then account for that error. We says pad width. If it gives us an error in this, then we can say, okay, let's make this not applicable. And if we hit enter, it says not applicable. So those are all the text functions. Now we're going to look at the function for the VSTACK and the HSTACK. What the VSTACK does is it gives us multiple options for arrays. So if we want to put in these names, we want to put in old, we want to put in one, it'll all put it into one column for us. So that can be really nice if you have multiple columns that you all want in one column. So that's pretty nice. And then we also have the HSTACK, where if we wanted to make it into, across the columns, multiple columns, say, okay, we want these and this, multiple arrays across columns, it'll give us that. And this is nice for the same thing in reverse. And then finally, I'm going to show you a great hotkey that you can use to understand formulas. So in this count if, it's saying count if what? We can't see B1 right now. And so this might give us some trouble. Sometimes cells are hidden, cells are really far away. We don't want to try to track that cell down. And so something Excel added this year, which is so nice, is we can double click what we're looking for, or you can click the range or the criteria, and then you can click F9. And this says, oh, we're looking for old. And so now we can click escape to get out of it. And then we can see that there's one instance of old on this screen. And so that's something really nice. If you're ever not sure what a criteria in a formula is saying, I think a great example would be like if functions. If you don't know what they're trying to solve for, you can click F9 to see exactly what they're solving for. And then you can click escape so you're not messing up the formula. So those are the 5 things that Excel added this year that makes it so nice. The 3 text formulas, text before, text after, and text split. And then the V and H stacks, which can be super nice in organizing data. And then the F9 function, which can help you understand almost any complicated formula. So go ahead and guys, like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm always looking for new formulas, so I want to continue to release on what Microsoft Excel is releasing to make Excel even better. So go ahead. I'd love to get the comments from you guys. Looking forward to seeing and hearing from you guys. And that's all I have today. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be releasing another video ASAP.